the rest of the team for assistance and content.
Right there, that's a persimmon. Right there. I'm finally back in Korea and I feel really good about it, and I'm really excited for the stuff that I'm gonna do here. I just want to sit down and sort of tell you guys about just sort of the process of getting here, which was interesting, a little bit challenging, but also just a pain in the ass. Starting from getting COVID tests to registering on the Korean, what they call the Q code system. And then this new system called the KETA, which they introduced last year. And on top of that, just our flight from England to Korea, which was also just a complete shit show. Also, if you didn't realize, I literally just I woke up I woke up an hour ago, but I just haven't done anything yet. I haven't showered or anything. I was gonna shower, but instead my sister went and showered instead. So I thought I'd sit down and just record this video. So I just start from the beginning, which is doing the KETA. So it's similar, America and Australia have the same system where you have to go online, you have to register your passport, your details and everything, and you have to pay a small fee. It's about $10, I think. Basically you just have to do that if you want to enter the country as a tourist. It was a little bit annoying, but it's fairly straightforward and not really a problem. Although it does surprise me that they're doing this now, because I feel like there wasn't really a problem with the system before. And then because of COVID, they have this new Q code system, which is sort of an online form where you have to register your vaccinations and just any medical stuff. That basically gets you the quarantine exemption, and it also basically speeds up the process at the airport. So when we landed, it was actually just one line where they just scanned our QR code, and then that was it. They just let us in. You do still have to get a COVID test before you fly, and then you have to get another one at least within 3 days of landing in South Korea. So I still haven't done mine yet. I'm actually gonna go do mine today. Flying here, we took a lateral flow test, or an RAT test, but that has to be done 24 hours before you fly. But when you get to Korea, you have to take a PCR test within those 3 days that you land. So that one's gonna cost us quite a lot here, because me specifically, I'm not registered here on the national health insurance thingy, so I'm gonna have to pay, I don't know, maybe $80-ish. Once I get it done, I'll throw it up here how much it really costs. But yeah, I gotta do that. And then after that, I should really not have to worry about any more COVID tests or quarantine or anything like that, so it should be fun. For this kind of content, what I'm doing right now is actually what I really want to kind of keep doing. I am going to keep doing my food videos, but those will be on shorts. But I really want to start doing these longer videos, just kind of sharing my thoughts about things. And honestly, I just found this spot. This house that I'm in is actually, it's my parents' holiday home, a little getaway guest house, whatever. They've built this little hut that's on the side with all this is hinoki wood. A little dusty in here, but hopefully the sound is all right too, but I feel like it's a little echoey, but I think it's really, really nice. I think it works perfectly for me just sitting down talking to the camera, because there's a huge window here. I think it'd be really good to I don't know, do daily, weekly recaps here, or even, I could even cook in here probably. There's a kitchen sink here, which I think is plumbed. I could get a little cooker in here as well. I got a little electric cooker, and there's literally a plug right here, so I have used this natural light to cook and use this wood. This wood is freaking beautiful because it's hinoki and it smells amazing in here. So I'm really excited to start making content around here. But it also seems like the sound, there's no sound coming in from outside, so it's really windy outside as well right now, so who knows. Back to traveling to Korea, like our flight, we decided to fly fairly cheap. Well, we decided to fly on like the cheapest airline that we could find. And it was interesting because I was supposed to fly back here with me, my parents, so that's me, my mom, my dad, and my auntie, which is my dad's sister, because it's her first time coming to Korea. And we were all supposed to be flying on the same flight. But the day before our flight, we all decided to try and do the early check-in, but my mom and dad's tickets weren't being recognized. So we decided to call them. Turns out for no reason they cancelled our ticket. Well, they cancelled my parents' tickets back in like March. And so that was a whole thing. They tried to get their tickets rebooked on our same flights, but there was only one seat available on our flight. And as they were trying to sort it out, that seat got booked too. So there was no more seats on our flights. So they tried to book something the next day, which they did, but my mom and my dad had to fly on separate flights. So my mom via Frankfurt and my dad via Munich. So they were never on the same flights, but they just happened to land in Korea at the same time. So somehow they managed to make that work. For my flight, everything went relatively smoothly, but there was a little scare on the way to the airport because we got an email saying that our flight to Germany was delayed by like an hour, which meant we would have only like 20-30 minutes for the transfer, which looking back on it, there was no security to go through, so the transfer would have actually worked. We would have been able to do it within half an hour, shouldn't have been a problem. But we got there extra early, went to check in, checked in our bags. We brought up the fact that we're delayed and we worried about missing our transfer. So what they actually did was they put us on an earlier flight to Munich, which was like an hour and a half earlier than our original scheduled time. And luckily we got there early, so we managed to make that flight, which was delayed even 10 minutes as well. I don't know why all these flights are delayed. Maybe it's because it's a cheaper airline, or maybe it's just because Heathrow's a shit show right now. But in the end, we made it. And with extra time to do our transfer, which was nice because my auntie hurt her leg, so she can't like really walk fast or even walk much. So we had like 2.5 hours, 3 hours for our transfer, which meant we were able to just sit down and relax, look through some duty-free stuff, eat something, have some coffee. And then we got on the flight, and flight was fine. Crazy turbulence, most turbulence I think I've ever had on a flight, which was fun, especially while we were eating. It like decided to hit right while we were having dinner, so everyone was like grabbing their cups and their trays just to keep them still. So we got here, landed in Korea, and of course because it's Korea, as soon as we get here everything just went smoothly. Got our bags. We had to transfer from Incheon airport to Gimpo airport because we had to fly down to Busan, and then from Busan we have to take, my sister picked us up because she flew the day before, picked us up from Busan airport, and then here we are now. The past day or two has just been sort of getting settled in. We actually have a couple friends visiting us right now, which you'll probably see the clips I'll put up around here. And so we're just doing that for a couple days, and then hopefully after they leave, I can start getting into doing content properly. But right for now, this is probably what I'm gonna just give you, this with a couple little clips of doing things. And it's kind of like what I want to get into, is just doing these like sort of vlog style things with, mostly I'm going to try and sort of focus around food, but this is kind of like what I think I might start doing, and sharing my thoughts, because I feel like you guys should get to know me a bit better. I feel like I should put myself out there a bit more. So cheers to that. Also, this is barley tea. This is my ultimate favorite drink to buy in Korea, because water can be kind of boring, but this is so good when it's freezing cold. I love it. Not for everyone though. A lot of people don't like this. Anyway, that's the end of this sort of like talking segment. I think I'll go back to showing like random clips around. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. I had my COVID test. Hopefully it's negative. With my mum, dad, and auntie, and I think we're going to lunch now, so we'll do that. and we'll show that as well. So I think we're getting some Korean barbecue. You got all the seagulls up there, and then you look down, there's all the poop. They've literally painted that white with poop. Same with the next one here, completely white with seagull poop.
Until you literally dropped to like $20 on like that cake and meal. I was like, damn! She has no. Do you remember we went to Dominique Enzel or something? What was that? Kitty. So there's a really famous beach here called Lombard Beach, and it has the pebbles, and so it's meant to look like the pebbles. I like that lemon one. That's a tiramisu.
Break it. No, you mustn't do that. Can't do that. Oh, look at that.
It's coffee beer.
That is a bit weird, isn't it?
In cans, in supermarkets. Well, I say supermarket.
YouTubers. It's also what you guys do every time you guys eat something.
Well, I've only just been introduced to it. How about a
Same.
typical word? Is this like
I forgot the
Earl
words
Grey?
now.
It's kind of,
Yeah.
there's like some kind of herbal
Yeah, herbalness.
hint. Yeah.
That was a really good one. You're like 5, 6.
Wow. Cute. Very good, very good.
kind of hot.
Can you get that one?
I'm gonna make this jigger pretty simple.
Did I put too much water in this? What else cooking? Are you looking for a cooked? Johnny, where's the one that you